Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. Today I have a P. Bandai release. This is from Mobile Suit Gundam 8th MS Team, and is a mobile suit that I did not think we would get in figure form from 8th MS Team. This is the RX-75 Guntank mass production type version anime, and it even has the Goof Custom about to kill it on its own box art, which is kind of sad. So the Guntank mass production type is something we've never had a figure of, and is obviously based on the white base Guntank from the V project. And it features weaker armor, smaller caliber cannons, and one nice thing is that it features a lack of a core block system, which makes it where the torso can swivel around. It is not stuck in place. So these were shown in 8th MS Team being a artillery barrage mobile suit. In the very memorable episode where they fought the Goof Custom, Norris's goal was to destroy the 3 gun tanks that were stationed in the city, and he did so successfully. So all these guys really did in the show was get wiped out. But it is a cool design, it's interesting, it's unique, and something that I'm glad they made. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. As you can see, they have the Guntank on its side in the packaging. We'll go ahead and remove it there. It is quite long, which is probably why they packaged it like that. The colors look nice. You have stand compatibility there. Don't know why you would need that, but it is a nice looking figure. You have the 120mm cannons here, and the 4-barrel BOP missile launchers in the arms, which is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the head, which is also where the cockpit is. You have that green tint to it. Head comes up about that far, which isn't much. Goes down about that far, and you have very little side to side. There are antennas. You get 2 sets. We will take a look at those in just a moment. I'm going to get through the rest of Articulation first, since there's not much to show. 120mm cannons are hinged. They'll come up and down about that far. You do get some side-to-side movement as well, and they are effect part compatible. The torso is hinged up here as well as down in this red part, so the whole thing will lean forward about that far and then come back about that far. You do get a bit of side-to-side movement, but not a whole lot. The arms will come up about that far. Obviously, with no shoulder armor, you can turn them and move them straight up. You do have a rotating joint right there, and you have about 90-degree elbow articulation. The BOP missile launchers can rotate from here to here only. They do not do a full rotation, and they are effect part compatible. The treads are rubber. They do not move. They are articulated. They can be pulled out like so and then turned. They're on like a ball joint, and so they can move around. Again, I don't know why you would want to have that range of motion, but you do. You can see where they click into here, and there is a piece on the back of it back here that clicks into place as well. So we'll go ahead and reattach that. There we go. And then we have the backpack here, which will come out and down. You have these little arms on either side that are multi-jointed. They're pretty tightly in there. There we go. And so you can see you get one on each, and you have 2 panels, one on each side, that feature the literal artillery rounds, and one of which has hard points on both sides, so you can attach it carefully to this little arm, which is not easy to do on camera. There we go. And then you just flip the little panels around and rest them in place like so, and that'll simulate the autoloader loading the cannons, which is Pretty cool. So I'm going to put this back real quick, and then we'll show the antenna attachment. There is a particular way the instructions mention attaching the antennas. I'm doing it backwards here. Let me fix this off camera real quick. There we go. That one little piece likes to come loose. So there's a particular way to attach the antennas. They actually recommend removing the head completely. You can see by the ball joint it is actually molded green, which is really interesting. So we'll go ahead and grab the two antennae. They're very long, and I hope it goes without saying, very fragile. But they just get placed into either side of the head here, like so, and then you would reattach the head here, just like that. And there you have the Guntank there. So that is it, folks. That is the mass production Guntank for the first time ever. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it actually comes with as well. So the Guntank mass production type doesn't come with much. It just comes with two different sets of effect parts. The first set are for the missile launchers. So you get two of these shorter effect parts here that look like this, and then you get two sets of these longer ones, one of which looks like it was bent pretty badly, so I'll need to heat that one up and correct it. But basically what you do is you take them and you interlock them like so, and that's how they'll attach to the arm. And then you have a set of cannon firing effects, which are really stuck in there. There we go. These look really plain. Again, they're really rubbery, but these look pretty plain. These don't look very nice as cannon firing effects. I know in the anime these missile launchers are represented more as machine gun looking, so this works, but this doesn't look all that great. So let's get these attached real quick. Okay, so I've got everything attached. We're going to go ahead and remove that real quick. I only did one set of the arm effect parts just because the other one's so bent up. The cannon effects, like I said, they don't look that impressive at all. Not something I would probably use when displaying this piece. This one looks a lot better. What I found is that if you attach the smaller piece and then slide the larger piece over, it fits into place a lot easier. But I do like how this one looks versus the cannon effects. So overall, decent for effect parts. I know it wasn't really going to come with much, but the cannon effects I think could have been done way better, way more realistically. Smoke with an actual warhead at the end. But this is what we got. As I mentioned before, I don't have the original Guntank figure from Mobile Suit Gundam, so I opted instead to do a size comparison. As you can see here with the head height to the Ground Gundam GM head version, it comes up to about the torso. With the antennas added to it, it is actually a little bit taller than the Ground Gundam, and then of course with the cannons it's a lot taller. The cannons alone, if we put the Ground Gundam to the side here, the cannons are about as long as the Ground Gundam is tall, so they are quite large. So it's a pretty cool mobile suit. You can pose the Goof Custom standing on it, which is nice. I won't show that because you can actually see that right behind it in the box art, but I figured it'd be neat to see it up against a regular mobile suit. So now the question is, how much does it cost? And is it worth it? The Guntank mass production type set me back $82.97, and that was before shipping. And again, you know that it's for just the Guntank and a couple effect parts and nothing else. So it does have a high price tag, and that's probably due to its unusual design and the possibly the engineering behind making it the way it is. As a figure, it's great. It does way more than it was supposed to do. As you can see here, there's a lot more posability to this than it really needed to have, and that's not a bad thing. So you can make goofy poses like this, or it's fully capable of doing all the normal poses that you would want to do with this Guntank. The effect parts are a little bit lackluster. I wasn't too impressed with them. I do like this one. I think it works well. I was kind of bummed out that the other one was so bent out of shape, but the cannon effect parts were not all that great. But if you're buying this for the Guntank itself. You know, effect parts in a version anime line are expected to some degree, but with a suit like this, there's not a whole lot they can do with it. So although I would have liked to have seen better cannon effect parts, I kind of understand why they did these here. I think part of it is the cannons are so long. If it had a more cumbersome effect part at the end of it, it may not hold in place, and there's really no way to stabilize it. So that may have been why they went with that. But regardless, again, if you're buying this figure, you're buying it for the Guntank itself, not for any effect parts necessarily. So let me know in the comments if you picked this one up. I feel like this is probably going to be the least popular of the 8th MS team figures, but I am glad I have it. Hopefully they'll make a real marking Guntank down the line that I can pick up and do a comparison between these two, do a proper one. And yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comments. And I'll be having the real marking G3 and Char's Ricdom reviews coming up shortly after this one, and probably in a week or two. So keep an eye out for those and any Robot Spirits news as well. Thank you for watching the review. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time.